Hello everybody and welcome to my first what if video. Because I've been watching a lot of these lately of what if Deku had elemental powers, or what if Deku was a werewolf, or what if Deku had Spider-Man powers, or what if Deku had Venom, stuff like that. So I wanted to do what if Airis was in My Hero Academia. This is like, what if my character Airis wasn't in My Hero Academia? And before we get into the video, if you do like the video, then feel free to drop a like on the video. If you want to see more content or part 2, then feel free to subscribe. I'm not forcing you to. And if you want to always be notified when I upload a video, then click that little bell icon. The image you see on the screen is my first drawing I did of Airis, of what she would look like in My Hero Academia. This is her in her full hero suit. Well, she also has this little chip in her ear that she can press down on her mask on her ear, and it'll bring up these goggles that she can more like these glasses that she can see through walls, see heat signatures, night vision. It analyzes the person in front of her and tells her what their quirk is, and their base stats that it thinks they have. Her mask also has built-in headphones in it, it has a built-in speakers in the sides of it, so she can listen to music on a mission if she wants to, or she can connect it so she can have this speak through an earpiece to her teammates or something. And she has this metal plate on the back of her sweatshirt that opens so that if she does sprout out wings, because that's one of her abilities that comes with one of her powers, I'll explain that in a second. If wings sprout out, it doesn't rip her jacket, and the front of her toes down here, the front of this shoe, can open up so her paws can come through the shoe, and it doesn't rip the shoe when her paws come out. And her gloves kind of just form with her paws if they do come on her front hands, so it doesn't ruin her hero suit. Now I will explain Airis's quirk and her power. So Airis's quirk is element kinesis. I didn't want to call it elemental manipulation because it sounds a little long, so I decided to call it element kinesis to kind of shorten it down, and it also sounds a bit cooler. So Airis has the ability to control fire, water, ice, earth, or grass. Kind of a psychic ability too, which I'm counting that as an element because I like Pokemon, deal with it. And also spirit. And spirit gives her the ability to heal people, essentially, kind of like a fairy type, because I'm using Pokemon referencing from this. Poison, which she can use acid on people, and steel, which she can manipulate metals and copper and gold and stuff like that. I don't think gold is technically a metal though. I don't know. I mean, it is in Minecraft, so maybe it is in here. I don't fully know, but I'm just gonna say it's a metal, and she can control it with her steel ability. But there is a downside to her power. She doesn't really have a limit to how much she can use her power, but she has to have a source of water, she has to have a source of metal or steel, and she has to have a source of her earth power in order to use those. She has to have a source of water next to her in order to manipulate it or psychically control it. And she can't, like, just sprout out trees from her hands. She has to have, like, a ground below her or something. With her earth ability, she can also control cement, I'm gonna say, because technically it's earth, in a way. Technically. So there is a drawback to it, but she can produce fire from her hands. She can produce acid from her hands. She can also breathe fire, set her entire body on fire, set her horns on fire, or just set her eyes on fire. And whenever she uses one of her elemental abilities, her horns always glow that color of that element. Like if she's controlling fire, her horns would glow like a reddish orange. But if she's really angry, then her eyes will like either turn that color or her eyes will brightly glow that color. If she's like really angry or has like a big mass of emotions, like an input of mass emotions, like a huge amount of sadness or a huge amount of anger, then her eyes will start glowing or turn the color of the element she's manipulating. Manipulating. I'd say because it's called elementokinesis, that's where her psychic abilities come in, because it's called kinesis, and kinesis is kind of, psychically linked, you could say. And throughout the story, like in Airis' first year of UA High, she is 16 years old, I'm gonna say. Everybody is, and if that's not the age they are when they're in UA High, I'm sorry, because I haven't watched the actual anime in a while, because I watched the anime of My Hero Academia, but I wasn't able to watch the last few episodes because I don't watch the Japanese versions and I can't understand them, and I don't want to have subtitles on because I don't know who's talking. Because you might have somebody talking off screen while it's showing, like, you could say, like, All Might's talking off screen, and Deku is the one who's on the screen, but All Might's talking off screen. I don't know it's him talking, because it doesn't tell me that All Might's talking, and when, like, it's in Japanese, literally there's, like, zero voice difference between the characters. Like, that's the one thing I don't like about Japanese, like, shows, because you can't tell the difference between, like, Izuku's voice and Kirishima's voice. They sound, I'm not actually saying this is how this is, but they sound the exact same. I can't tell if Kirishima's talking or if Izuku's talking. Like, tell me who's talking. I need to be able to tell who's talking. If you hear background noise, I'm sorry. My dad is watching TV downstairs, and I tell him to turn it down, but he says he turns it down a little bit, but it's still really loud. So if you hear background noise, I apologize. Okay, let's get into a little background first before we start the story. So I haven't really come up with names for Airis' parents yet, because I don't know what to name them. I'm thinking of naming Airis' dad, like, Shiro, or, no, not Shiro, I don't really know what to call her dad, or her mom. But, so, to get in some background on Airis' parents. So, Airis' mom has two quirks. Airis' mom's entire family has always had two quirks. Always has two quirks. Like, there is no one person in Airis' mom's family that doesn't have two quirks. Airis' mom has a small blood quirk where if she gets a hold on some of your blood, depending on your blood type, she can control you for a certain amount of time. If you have the same blood type as her, she can control you for up to a day. If it's the like second closest to hers, it's like a half a day. Third closest, um, she can control you for like a few hours, and if it's the farthest away, a few minutes. And then she also has a small agility boost quirk where she like has basically boosted agility and she's more flexible, and like her reflexes are enhanced just a little bit, but not that much. Cause I don't want to make her like be able to freaking dodge everything. If you like throw a punch at her, she'll be able to dodge it. If you throw a punch at Airis's mom, she has like a few, like 1 or 2 more seconds to react faster than a normal person would. That's like her reflex kind of boosted a little bit, I guess. Now, Airis's dad also has 2 quirks. And that's one of the main reasons why Airis's mom married Airis's dad. Airis's dad is a hero. He's in like the top 20. I'd say he's like number 14 or number 16. And he has a black fire quirk. He can spray black fire out of his mouth. He can light himself on fire. He can spray black fire out of his hands. He can shoot black fire out of the bottom of his feet to like rocket up into the air. And hang on. Sorry about that. It's just getting a bunch of emails telling me it's going to be a snow day tomorrow. Because there's a huge, well, it's not huge, but it's snowing really badly right now outside. Anyway, so his black fire is like way hotter than Endeavor's and also Dobby's. I think Dobby's fire is hotter than Endeavor's, I think. Because, I mean, it's blue fire. Obviously, it's hotter than red fire because blue is hotter than red and black is hotter than blue. Black fire isn't a real thing. I'm pretty sure it's not a real thing. But if it was, I'm pretty sure the black fire would be hotter than both red and blue. So, he could beat Endeavor if he wanted to, but he has to get through all of the other heroes in order to beat Endeavor. So, that's why he's in only the top 20, not the top 10. And I'd say his hero name would probably be like something related to like Black Flame or Smoke or Void Flame or Dark Spark. I don't know what his hero name would be. If you can come up with a hero name for him, like something that means like black fire in Japanese or something, then feel free to comment it down below and give me like any suggestions on this if you feel like I could update something. I don't know what Airis's hero name would be either. Honestly. I don't know. Because I can't think of anything. And everybody thinks that Airis's dad only has 1 quirk, the black fire quirk. But he technically has 2. But his second quirk isn't a quirk. It's a natural born power. I've seen like people do this with what if Deku's or like what if Izuku's, where it's a natural born power. Like what if Izuku was a werewolf? It's not a quirk, it's a natural born power. Or what if Izuku was a true werewolf or a true alpha or an alpha or pure blood werewolf or something. So It's called the Dreyfix. Now, Dreyfixes are a species that I created. Because I have like a dragon persona that I was like, if I'm gonna make more of Airis' species to, like, for her to have like friends or parents, I have to make her a species. So I came up with Dreyfix. Now, Dreyfixes are basically like this kind of hybrid dragon. Like they all have the same body type, but like let's say like one has like wolf paws and horns, and the other one has like the same body shape but has regular dragon like claws and feet, but has no horns and has like fluffy ears and has no wings. Like, and no Dreyfix has the exact same features of each other. Like, they always have different features from each other. I mean, two dragons can have wolf paws, but they don't have the same of other features. Like, one would have wolf paws and wings, the other one would have wolf paws and no wings. If you get what I mean. And Dreyfixes are like a super ancient species. Like, they were there before quirks were. And they were like the top dragons of like the dragon species in general. They were like at the top. And Airis' dad is a 3,666-year-old Dreyfix. But he looks like he's in his 30s or his 40s. Because he's one of those Dreyfixes that has like this special ability of immortality. Because each Dreyfix has their own special ability. But like has their own special ability or like element that they can use, like fire or something. Now, Airis is a very special case. She doesn't have one of those special abilities. I mean, technically she does, because she has a strength enhancement, speed enhancement, reflex enhancement, basically can dodge everything you throw at her, but she's not like, she can't dodge everything, but she can dodge most things. A stamina booster, like all of her stats are basically boosted. And Airis, in like each Dreyfixes, some Dreyfixes can have a human form and then turn into their Dreyfix form. Airis' dad, I haven't made like a ref sheet for him or her mom, but Airis' dad is, I'm not being racist or offensive, but her mom and dad are both white. Sorry, Morse Note 8 notifications. I honestly, if you ask me what's my opinion on like black people or Mexican people or Australian or whatever, I don't care what your race is. As long as your personality is like a personality that I like, I will like you. I don't care if you're black. I'm not racist, okay? But her parents are white because she is white. And her dad has like kind of the same hairstyle as she does, but it's shorter and not as like all over the place. And he has black hair. And his Dreyfix, his wings, he has like a black base color. He has white claws. He has these long, like kind of twisty white horns. And then he has ears that like the insides are white, and then he has wings that the like bone structure is black, and then the inside, like the webbing in between, I know it's not webbing, the webbing in between his wings is white. Then he has spikes going halfway down his back, and then white fur with black tips going the other halfway down his back and a little bit down his tail. And then he has tons of little white spikes at the end of his tail, kind of like an Icewing tail, if you ever seen that before from Wings of Fire. And Airis, this is what her Dreyfix form looks like. This is Airis in her Dreyfix form. As you can see, she has her horns, because those help with her elemental powers. Like, her horns help stable her elemental powers, and they also, like, just grow into her Dreyfix form, basically. They basically grow into her Dreyfix form. And then she has her, like, I guess you could call it her demon mode, or rage mode, or whatever you want to call it, which looks like this. The inside of her wings are black, and the blue turns red. And mostly every time she's in this form, her horns and her eyes are always glowing, but not always, but mostly always. If you get what I mean. And in her Dreyfix form, she can pick up things with these claws on the ends of her wings. She can pick up things with those claws. So, and this is like this is her natural born power. She classifies it as a transformation quirk, just like not to be suspicious, because you don't want to be suspicious. Okay, sorry, a song or some lyrics to a song just popped in my head. Like, that says, like, don't be suspicious, or something like that. I don't know. Okay, anyway, so I'm pretty sure that's all I need to cover on, like, background. Izuku's background is just everything that's in canon of the anime, so there's nothing to be really updated on that. And I'm thinking of putting Airis' best friend in here, which this is Airis' best friend, Cobalt. And in his human form, he's also white. And his hair is this dark blue color right here. That's like his base body. That's his hair color. And it's kind of like very all over the place, kind of like this. It's got like that little tuft in the front of his hair in his human form. But he like has kind of like a more pointed ears, because his Dreyfix is mixed with a bat. So he has really good hearing. Like, I mean really good hearing. And also has echolocation. And he has, like, I want to give him a quirk. Or should I just have him have Dreyfix abilities? Okay, you tell me down in the comments. Should I give Cobalt a quirk? Or should I just keep Cobalt as his Dreyfix abilities for his quote-unquote quirk? So, yeah, that's all the background. I will be posting a part 1 to this story. If you do want to see me make this a story and post it on YouTube, I will. If we get 18 likes. Give me 18 likes and 2 more subscribers, and I will make this a story. I will start making this a series story. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see part 1 to this story, or just want to see more content from me, then feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be updated when I upload. And I will see you guys in the next one. Fantasy Airis, signing off.